Hello, dear friends. Poor Mexico, so far from God and so close to the US. Porfirio Diaz. Opinion piece. Visible cracks. Starting gun. Light energy. Critical mass. Eventful February. Liberation calendar. We are at ground zero. Light pressure is rising. Unavoidable disclosure. Embrace of the Photon belt. The genie is out of the bottle. Let's start. The first visible cracks in the system are appearing right now in February 2026. These are not political gifts, but symptoms of a structure that can no longer contain what is pressing upon it. The genie is out of the bottle, although initially it is a limited disclosure. Real-world events are coinciding with the planned release schedule. The timeline announced by Cobra is unfolding, from the cleanup of the anomaly to the disclosure. After March 7th, the key to the new Earth will begin to anchor itself to the planet's surface. Those working in connection with their soul will be the first to experience inner contact with the coalition of worlds. This will be the first phase of contact that will ultimately lead to physical intervention and first contact. 2026 is shaping up to be a different year, full of opportunities for the liberation of the planet. 2025 was a year of great advances and profound disappointments. Some of its potential materialized, but much did not. The situation proved more complex and challenging than anticipated, and we remain in the final phase of a galactic war. The most recurring message is the crucial importance of each human being assuming their power, anchoring their own golden timeline, and reactivating local vortices. Free will is returning as a powerful force, and how we wish it will determine what comes next. Paradise Lost is not a metaphor. It is a real energetic state that this planet once inhabited and to which we are returning. The work is almost finished. Now is the time to act accordingly. The narrative that we are alone is an ideological lock on the cage. To maintain this suppression, the narrative that we are alone is fundamental. A civilization that believes it is isolated in an empty universe lacks a frame of reference for development. Cosmic isolation is a mechanism of entropy, degradation, or disorder within a system. A closed system without external influence degrades by definition. Keeping humanity isolated from its true history, from suppressed technology, from a broader galactic reality, keeps it manageable, dependent, and trapped in a loop. Cleansing. The forces of light continue to clear the anomaly of the planet's surface, and the energy is already being released according to Cobra. We passed the Saturn-Neptune conjunction without any major physical escalation, but the rest of February will remain volatile. The day before the conjunction, former Prince Andrew was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office, following a series of accusations prompted by the release of the Epstein files. The arrest marks the beginning of a timeline of mass arrests of the cabal, essentially since it occurred at the Saturn-Neptune conjunction node. The release of additional Epstein files marks the turning point when a critical mass of the population became aware of the existence of the cabal that ran this system. They are negative entities operating through human vehicles. Disclosure. From now on, Disclosure is unavoidable. It all began with the discovery of life on Mars. NASA's Viking missions to Mars did discover evidence of life on the red planet after all, according to scientists who are trying to correct a 50-year-old mistake that led to the belief that Mars could not harbor life. It continued when Obama confirmed the existence of visitors from the stars. When asked if extraterrestrials are real, he replied, in quotes, "They are real, but I haven't seen them." The rumors began circulating that Trump was preparing his disclosure speech. And finally, Trump ordered the release of UFO files on February 20th, the exact day of the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. Some sources claim that Trump will deliver his disclosure speech. A filmmaker from the UK claims a Trump insider has revealed plans for a speech that will confirm humanity is not alone. The speech is reportedly scheduled for July 8th to coincide with the anniversary of Roswell. Steven Spielberg may try to put his own spin on disclosure. Disclosure Day comes at a time of renewed public interest in UFOs, declassified footage, and debates about government transparency. Science fiction films reflect the cultural unease of a society. Limited disclosure. In November 2025, the debate about bringing medical bed technology into the public sphere began to circulate, even reaching mainstream media outlets, when Trump released an AI-generated video on the topic. Cobra acknowledged that it was taking longer than expected and is likely to be delayed until 2028. At the end of December 2025, Cobra confirmed that the coalition was working hard, but noted that January would be almost as difficult as December, with improvements expected in February or March. He described it as being in the thick of a battle. The pressure of light towards the surface is increasing, and when the dam breaks, sudden and drastic changes will occur. As Cobra predicted, February has been the busiest month. The entire month has been dominated by the fallout from the Epstein files. The most significant revelation of truth about abuse networks. The cabal does not allow disclosure, nor technologies that would render it obsolete, nor does it allow the exposure of its own networks. These are not the next steps in a political process. They are consequences of systemic transformation. What we are witnessing now is not internal reform, but the awakening of a structure. What allows the truth to spread is the removal of anomalous layers by positive factions working behind the scenes, like pressure building up behind a dam, which doesn't open gradually, but it is sustained and then breaks. It is beginning to break now. 0 point. We are at the 0 point according to Brenda Hoffman. Many are concerned that the current effect of the area 0 point will take a long time to manifest, but this is more like the starting pistol of a horse race than previous changes, such as the Industrial Revolution, which took decades to fully implement. There is no time to dwell on this or that, wondering whether you want to remain in 3D or transition to a new self, because 3D no longer exists. It ends today as we knew it. If you try to return to your old habits, you will feel exhausted, angry, scared, or any other sensation that tells you you are in the wrong place. The birth consists of realizing that you are not alone, that everything prophesied has come true. As if a weight has been lifted from your shoulders. You will no longer feel isolated or fear saying or doing the wrong thing. You will not care what 3D leaders want from you or others. At the same time, you will use the energy you previously dedicated to your 3D role to create a new world. Light has not only conquered darkness, but it has done so with love instead of war. It is over. Return your battle armor and live your life with joy and new adventures. And for this are not about being better or more than others, but about adventures of interest and love. Critical moment. The planet is reaching a critical point where the old structures of compression and misinformation are crumbling. This is the collapse of illusion. In the face of such change, questions arise about authority and established norms. It may seem as if everything is falling apart, but this is part of the cleansing process, according to the Pleiadian Council through Celia Wilder. This collapse creates space for new revelations to emerge. Many truths related to UFOs will come to light. As exciting as this may be, caution is advised. The archontic forces are cunning and will attempt to control the narrative surrounding these revelations, shaping the truth for their own benefit. Remember that no being of light will impose their will or ideas on you. Every being has the right to their own path and their own understanding of existence. I repeat the phrase. Every being has the right to their own path and their own understanding of existence. You will experience intense energy as you enjoy the embrace of the photon belt. Emotions may surface, old patterns may be revealed, and a deeper intuition may guide you down expected paths. Accept this flow. Allow it to unfold. Feel and process your emotional responses. You are shedding layers that no longer serve to your soul's purpose. As the veil of illusion continues to dissolve, many are beginning to see the corruption that exists within political systems. You have the power to transform the governance of your land by fostering transparency, integrity, and compassion. The light you project onto these systems can catalyze change. Knowledge and awareness are your most powerful weapons against corruption. Be informed about what is happening around you. Knowledge empowers you, and awareness illuminates the truth. Use your voice wisely. Speak your truth. Engage in dialogues that seek understanding and promote cooperation instead of division. Remember that you are creating a new reality and that your energy is shaping the future. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.